Hidden deep in the mountains of Japan lie some of the greatest driving roads in the world. Known as Touge, which means pass, these winding, narrow mountain roads were built primarily so that commercial vehicles could navigate their way through the challenging landscape. They were built using a series of S-bends to help drivers navigate the steep inclines, but also to prevent cars from reaching high speeds and lowering stress and wear. Ironically, the use of hairpin bends made the Touge an ideal training ground for what would later evolve into competitive drifting. Touge racing began in the 1960s and 1970s. As Japan's post-war automotive industry flourished, enthusiasts sought out ways to push their vehicles to the limit without the restrictions of racetracks. Since access to dedicated circuits was limited and expensive, racers took to the mountains. Mountain roads made infamous by Touge include Mount Haruna, also known as Akina in the anime initial D. More on that later. It features hairpin turns that are just perfect for drifting. Then there's Hakone Turnpike, often referred to as Japan's Nürburgring. It offers smooth tarmac and high-speed sections that are a dream for any driver. Irahazaka Pass is another iconic route, a famous downhill road with sharp turns, historically used for Touge battles. And let's not forget Usui Pass, home to the infamous C121 corner. This route was once a hotspot for illegal street racing. Touge races typically followed two main formats, cat and mouse and time attack. In the cat and mouse race, a lead car and a chase car start in close succession. The objective is simple: if the chase car catches up, it wins. On the other hand, if the lead car manages to maintain or even extend its gap, it emerges as the victor. Time attack events are all about speed and precision. Drivers take turns racing up or down the mountain, with the fastest time determining the winner. It's a pure test of individual skill, where the stopwatch is the only opponent. The challenge lies in balancing speed with control, pushing the limits without losing grip on the treacherous mountain roads. While Touge racing initially focused on taking corners as quickly and efficiently as possible, one man would change everything: Keiichi Tsuchiya, later known as the Drift King. Inspired by techniques used in rally racing, Tsuchiya began intentionally sliding his car through corners. His aggressive but controlled technique reduced the need for braking and allowed for faster exits from tight corners. Soon, other drivers began to adopt this drifting style, and it became an integral part of Touge battles. The movement gained international attention when Tsuchiya released a now legendary video titled Plus B, showcasing his drifting skills on the Touge. Tsuchiya is also a two-time class winner at Le Mans, was a consultant for the popular manga and anime series Initial D, and served as a stunt coordinator and stuntman on The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, where he also made a cameo appearance. Fair to say he is a bit of a legend. Drifting has come a long way since its inception. Initially, it was just a technique to maintain speed through tight corners, but over time it has evolved into an art form, a spectacle that combines precision, control, and style. For years, Touge racing was an underground obsession, something you'd only hear about in hushed conversations at late-night car meets or whispered about in the back alleys of Japanese tuning shops. But then, Touge went mainstream. The popularity of Touge battles skyrocketed in the late 1990s and early 2000s thanks to Initial D, a manga and anime series that introduced the world to Japan's underground racing scene. As drifting gained mainstream appeal, video games like Gran Turismo, Need for Speed and Forza Horizon included Touge-style racing, further fueling interest in the culture. And then, of course, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift took everything to another level. The legacy of Touge racing lives on in professional drifting events like D1 Grand Prix and Formula Drift, which owe their existence to the innovative techniques developed on Japan's mountain roads. Although illegal street racing has decreased, Touge battles continue in controlled track environments and closed road events. The mountain passes that once reverberated with the sounds of high-revving engines are now popular destinations for car enthusiasts eager to experience the birthplace of drifting. What began as a way for Japanese drivers to test their skills in the mountains evolved into a global phenomenon, influencing everything from motorsports to media. Whether on the streets of Japan or the circuits of Formula Drift, the spirit of Touge lives on.